It's January 6th. President Trump was just certified to be the 47th president of the United States, despite the will of the Democrats who talked about thwarting it at one point, particularly Schumer using the 14th Amendment. Schumer is really an unbelievable piece of you-know-what, and excuse the French. He even denied just this weekend that he knew anything about the physical and mental decline of Joe Biden. He's a total pathological liar. Unfortunately, he's still going to be minority leader for the Democrats. Of course, maybe that's good because he'll torpedo them as well. Hopefully the same thing with Nancy Pelosi. But here's the bottom line here. Yes, it's January 6th and the president was certified. But we have all these innocent people in prison right now. We have hundreds and hundreds of innocent J-6 peaceful protesters, some of them my clients. And of course, we're going to be submitting their names so the president can pardon them. But they've already done time. And there needs to be, and excuse the word, retribution for putting them in prison without reason. Should be retribution legally and peacefully against not just Christopher Wray of the FBI, who devoted all of the time of the FBI to this, excuse the French again, bullshit, as terrorists were planning to attack the United States and continue to. In fact, the guy didn't even show up in New Orleans. They sent some flunky down there who couldn't even read a list of talking points. And then the first and the first person to talk was a DEI appointee, some young girl who knew nothing, who said it wasn't terrorism. This is our FBI. And of course, Merrick Garland of the Justice Department, the Attorney General, persecuting these J-6 prosecutors, peaceful protesters, Freudian slip. So we've got a list of people that we've got to deal with and we got to take care of. And the Trump administration isn't going to do it. It's going to be busy doing other things. They're not going to stick their neck out in that regard. Believe me, they're not going to. History is a prologue here. The past is a prologue. Not just Christopher Wray, not just Merrick Garland, but of course there's Alvin Bragg, the DA in New York City, that continues to prosecute President Trump without cause. There's also the judge who this Friday is intending to sentence President Trump, to brand him as a felon, a criminal, before he's inaugurated on January 20th. Pure spite. His daughter works for the Democrat Party. Huge conflict of interest. He wouldn't, of course, recuse himself. Now, I got to tell you something, my experience. There's no worse place than New York State and New York City and the District of Columbia. These entities in the United States, to use the term far left is too kind. They are the disciples of the devil. They are evil. They are socialists. They're communists. They're atheists. They're baby killers. And of course, they perverted the rule of law. So in addition to Merrick Garland and Christopher Wray, who needs to be thrown in prison where the sun don't shine? Alvin Bragg and Fannie Willis. I left her out down there in Georgia, a complete hack, who was basically banging, her colleague at taxpayer expense, trying to prosecute Trump for her own self-aggrandizement. A woman with the IQ to push it of about 60, another DEI elected official. And this is what we're dealing with. These people need to be put in prison. So we need to commission our citizens' grand juries. If you would like to sit on a citizens' grand jury, contact me at leclayman, Klayman, at gmail.com, or go to our website and communicate with me in that regard. Or contact my assistant whose name's on press releases. If you are not a felon, and if you will take an oath that you will be fair, you can sit on a citizens' grand jury. We will seek the indictment of these people. We will then try them. We will then seek convictions. We will then sentence them and ask that they be given significant prison time for their miserable existence, who tried to destroy this country and are continuing to attempt to destroy this country. And make no mistake about it, the left may be a little quiet right now. It's the quiet before the storm. I would equate the left to a colony of cockroaches who now are in disarray, not knowing what to do, having lost miserably to President Trump. Kamala Harris having been an absolute disaster. Joe Biden on the way out his door doing everything he can to prevent President Trump to make America great again, whether it's sending missiles into Ukraine to provoke Russia and to create a world war that Mr. Trump would have to deal with, whether it's banning oil leases offshore in Louisiana, in Florida, in California, and coast states, so we can't get energy sufficient again, so the price of oil can drop, or many other things that he's doing to put a monkey wrench into President Trump. And to really rub everybody's nose in it, just last weekend, Biden gives the Medal of Freedom Award, if you can believe this, to no less than Hillary Clinton, a person who was probably responsible for ordering the death of people during the Clinton administration who were material witnesses. 80 people died. Is that just the law of averages? Most of them material witnesses. I know, because when I was at Judicial Watch, I dealt with this. And also giving the Medal of Freedom Award to George Soros. Are you kidding me? A self-hating Jew, you know I'm a Messianic Jew, a Jewish Christian, a Jew who during World War II, along with his father, confiscated the property of Jews going to their death in ovens and gas chambers to save his own skin with the Nazis, to literally commit oral sex on the Nazis. And when asked about it by Steve Kroft on 60 Minutes a number of years ago, if he regretted that, he said, I have no regrets. This guy is a self-hating Jewish Nazi. And of course, he's destroyed this country with his district attorneys and everything else who are soft on crime, and we see the rampant crime today. So Biden basically, out the door, gives the Medal of Freedom, among others, including Liz Cheney, who's another criminal, gives them the Medal of Freedom, which is basically saying F you. And excuse all the French today, I might add, because I'm really upset to President Trump and the rest of us. They have no respect for us. They think we're just simply peasants. They think they can do whatever they want. They need to be held accountable. They've destroyed this country. We have to bring it back. And make no mistake about it, they're going to be back. They are going to be back. And on January 20th, here's my prediction. You're going to see looting and burning in the streets of Washington, D.C. and throughout the country. And this is just the beginning, because these people aren't done. They'll be coming back like the Force in Star Wars, like Darth Vader. So I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your Justice Department. You have no government Justice Department. And when we do get Pam Bondi in, who I know, who is a fine appointee of President Trump, she's going to have her hands full because they're going to try to destroy her at the Justice Department from within. Over 90% of the lawyers and personnel at the Justice Department, I know, I'm an alumnus, are leftists. These people will not go easily. And plus, the press will try to harm her as well. And we'll do everything we can to protect her and everyone else in the Trump administration so they can do their job. We are the friends of Trump and his people, and we want us to succeed for you, for your kids and grandchildren. So please go. We need more lawyers. We need more paralegals. We need more office space. We need more resources. We've been hurt in the last few years. We haven't done well. The rhinos, the Republican Party, like Mitch McConnell, have siphoned funds from organizations like Freedom Watch. And we do the real thing. We're the real deal. We just don't get documents. We bring hard-hitting cases, and we also bring citizens' grand juries. So thank you for listening to me. Remember, the Father and Son will protect us only if we protect ourselves. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast.